What's up, guys? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about Kusama. Um, so we're heading into we're in a bear cycle. The correction is getting deeper, and these are what every single investment book ever talks about. You know, everyone's heard the phrase "buy low, sell high." Everyone, and we're now in that point where we're starting to get to those lows. So I'm going to talk about that in a sec. Before I do, update the spreadsheet. The first 26 coins I spoke about on the channel. Obviously, we've had huge retracements in value for all cryptos at the moment. But if you'd invested $100 into each of these when I released videos about them and you were still holding it all, you'd be in profit for nearly 20 grand. And that's after everything has dropped so dramatically. And yeah, what I was alluding to is, look, every single financial manual, book, literature that you read will always talk about how smart money invests. And smart money invests during bear cycles, during recessions. If people are in crypto right now and you're looking at your portfolio going, shit, why is it down? Or shit, I got in for Bitcoin when it was 60 grand and it's dropped. You can average in. You can average in. And hypothetically, you buy that 60K worth of Bitcoin, right? That you bought. Say you bought one Bitcoin, just to make numbers easy, right? If Bitcoin drops to 20 grand, which there's a decent chance it does, then and you buy another Bitcoin, your average entry point is actually 40K. It's brought it down. So if you believe in projects long term, then start strengthening those positions, not financial advice, but start strengthening those positions across the bear cycle, because it lowers your entry point, which means your profits are better when they regain all-time highs. If you don't feel prepared for the bear cycle, or you're not happy with the cryptos that you're looking at long term, you can come check out Copy My Crypto. It's where I'm sharing the coins that I buy, that I sell, and right now we're heading towards that. Well, we're in that bear cycle. The correction's still got to come, and it's going to be deeper. And there are opportunities to buy cryptos at discounts. So if you want to see the ones I'm getting into, click the link in the description and check it out. All right, the reason I'm talking about Kusama today is Kusama's still a very, very strong project. Now, its heights was $600 or thereabouts, right? 597, roughly $600. It's currently under 100. So that's about 6x to previous all-time highs. Now, Kusama reached staggering heights over the past year. Some of that, and to be fair, a fair amount of that is hype behind Polkadot. But that hype behind Polkadot, while it dies down, Kusama and Polkadot will bleed a little bit. But Polkadot, everyone has a long-term view of Polkadot of real strength of project. The multiple parachains and the growth that's going to come to Polkadot is outstanding. Kusama is the parachain for Polkadot. And I don't need to go into a deep dive here in terms of looking at the extended ecosystem, right? Kusama's had parachain auctions. Kusama's had, so far, about 12 different projects build upon Kusama. They are the canary network. That's how they describe it themselves. The Polkadot's wild cousin. And it's designed to be interoperable and scalable for developers. It's obviously built by the same people behind Polkadot. Gavin Wood's been out, is one of the co-founders of Ethereum and has pushed Polkadot to heights that I don't think anyone necessarily expected when it launched. Kusama has done the same thing, done staggering heights. Kusama right now, circulating supply is damn near complete. Like total supply, sorry, is damn near complete. 10%, like a little over 10% left to actually complete the total supply. and fundamentally just an outstanding project, along with Polkadot, along with the growing ecosystem. And the cross-chain focus is something that, and the interoperability focus has grown over the past sort of 18 months to the point that it's almost the first statement of any influencer. This is interoperable, so it's got to be good. But interoperability is a narrative that's been pushed because of Polkadot. There are other projects around that have been interoperable. It's not like Polkadot was the first, or Kusama for that matter. But the goal is, and the belief long term is that we aren't in this Ethereum killer narrative. We're not in this, narrative of competing blockchains. And pretty much every developer has agreed to that. Like, not agreed in the sense of this is what we should do, as in they've agreed in terms of this is the future of blockchain. They have to be interoperable so that you can move between them. Because right now that's the way to go. Interoperability is vital, and Polkadot and Kusama push that narrative to a degree that we hadn't previously heard, not in the same way. Now, what's going to be interesting more than anything is obviously we're in a bear cycle. Corrections can be very, very deep. Right now, 30k is a line of support for Bitcoin that's holding. That might not be true in 12 hours. That might not be true in 24 hours. But right now it is, and it has been consistently at multiple points throughout the last 18 months. Certainly a lot of buying power comes into Bitcoin at 30k. We know Bitcoin leads the market, but I believe 30k will breach. And I think what we've seen historically, and this is just my perspective, but it's what I've seen, is the more people talk about a price point, particularly with regards to lines of support, the more of a massive deal it is when a token or when a coin starts reaching that point, and the bigger of a big deal it is when it's breached. And when Bitcoin drops below 30k and has a daily candle close below 30k, that slide will get worse and worse and worse, and partly because it will be fueled by media discussion. But when that happens, the slide down can be up to 20. Well, the next price point down really for me is looking between 24 and 26k. If the lines of support, if the support doesn't hold around 24k, we're looking at 20k for Bitcoin. If the lines of support for Bitcoin don't hold at 20k, then we're probably looking at 12. Worst case scenario, and that is worst case scenario. And you have to clarify, lines of support have to be breached on a daily close. But if that happens, let's just go with 20k. Hits 20k, line of support holds, but Bitcoin drops to 20k. That's a 35%, 36% from retracement from where it is. Altcoins will dip 50 to 7. Well, if it drops to 20k, 33, you're looking at 60 to 90% retracements on most altcoins. That number fluctuates based on the market cap of a crypto. So Ethereum will be one of the smallest losers compared to, say, an altcoin in the top two, like between 100 and 200. So feasibly, Kusama drops below 50 bucks. Probable if Bitcoin hits 20k. And that's actually a phenomenal buying point for a crypto that previously hit 600 bucks per piece. It's 12x on a solid project with solid team and solid founders for an aspirational crypto target of interoperability. And bear in mind, again, like I'm not going to go into every crypto launched on Kusama, but you've got an enormous ecosystem considering the length of time that it's actually been around. And deeper dives in this market look inevitable. 30k could hold. 30k might be the bottom, probably not, but it could be. But even then, alts, sideways / small bleeds, still likely. And for me, Kusama down the line, at least re-achieves its all-time high. Can it hit $1,000 a coin? Yeah, yeah. But again, it's all based upon a scaling mechanism. So with anything, you scale, the market scales along with the biggest project in the market. We know, as an example with crypto, Bitcoin moves the market. But the rate on which Bitcoin increases, you can drop down the market caps and scale accordingly. So if Bitcoin does 5x, you can logically look down, and as you get lower down the market caps, for cryptos that are quality, their gains will be greater. And if we're looking at Bitcoin in the next bull cycle hitting new all-time highs, which historically has been proven right, then you look at new all-time highs. So potentially we could look at 100k a Bitcoin. Logically, it could be 150. Don't think it would quite reach 200, but it could. But you take price points. But if it does 100, if it reaches 150k, and its bottom is around 20k, it's a 7.5x. So then scale accordingly. But Kusama hitting $1,000 a coin would put it at a market cap of, 9.6 billion. That's more than achievable by the time, because the total supply will be reached by the time we're in a new bull cycle. So Kusama is one everyone probably will want on their watch list because it is a crypto that's had a proven success. It's the parachain for Polkadot. It's the canary network for Polkadot, and it has a growing ecosystem that over the next couple of years will continue to develop. And it's an intriguing one because I know we're in a space where right now fear and greed index is massive, like massive in terms of the amount of fear in the markets. But again, you're looking at anything from a sound reasoning. If you are pissed off that you've got entry point into a crypto too high, but the market's starting to drop, if you can, adding to that position at lower price points, if you firmly believe it's a quality project, lowers your entry point according to averaging, and as a result, your gains when it achieves the next heights increases your earnings. And if you're looking at new cryptos, then you start again identifying strengths, weaknesses objectively. It's hard, particularly hard for most people to be unemotional about money. But if you can be, you've got the greatest chance of success. And it's a case of zooming out. A lot of people look at a daily candle and go, shit, the holdings have dropped 10%, or the market's dropped 8%, whatever. But the wider view is the market's on appreciating year by year, long-term perspective, and that's true of the Nasdaq. That's true of the housing market. That's true of diamonds. That's true of gold. That's true of the S&P 500. That's true of everything from the wider lens. And crypto's not different in that regard. The difference is the gains are better. So it's one of those where I look at Kusama and I go, that drops down to below $50, that's probably an outstanding entry point for a project that's fundamentally its parent network, as it were. Polkadot's probably always going to be a top 10 coin. So Kusama will ride the waves of that as well. But I might be wrong. Let me know. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. What do you think Kusama could hit in the next bull cycle? And give me reasoning. So if you're going like Kusama can hit 2K, why? Is that because Bitcoin's hit a certain price point? Let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you know when new content's coming out. And yeah, and if you want to see what I'm getting in on the bear cycle, come check out Copy My Crypto. I've been building my bear cycle list for a few years. I now just continue to evaluate those coins, and the happier I am with them, if I'm continuously happy with them, they're going to be entry points for me. I've just got to pick out when I think they can 20x or more. So if you want to get ahead of the curve and know what I'm getting into, click the link in the description and check it out. Take it easy, guys. Bye-bye.